Any excuse to go to a strip club, huh?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits. So you don't have to. But maybe you should. I almost said the whole old school thing there. I had to hold up.
I could see it on the tip of your tongue.
I know. Well, this movie's so short. Maybe we should just do the old school version. I'm Russ, by the way.
I'm Jared. We're probably going to.
Probably going to.
Inadvertently.
Okay. We made it. We're here.
Yeah, we made it. In case you forgot.
Yeah, this is our first full chat about the Mousetrap 2024.
The Mousetrap.
The Mousetrap 2024.
Yeah. So as a reminder, go listen to Trailer Trash if you haven't already. But the premise here, it's Alex's 21st birthday, but she's stuck in an amusement arcade on a late shift. So her friends decide to surprise her, but a masked killer dressed as Mickey Mouse decides to play a game of his own with them, which she must survive.
They should just change it to like bad take on 90s slasher movies, IP, copyright, grave robbing.
Yep. And I hated the logline in Trailer Trash, but I hate it even more now that we've seen the movie because Alex is not the main character.
No.
Like, not really.
Not really. They're just a bunch of friends that are together.
It's very much an ensemble. Like, they all are equally bad and in amount of lines and whatnot.
So, not surprising, but kind of sad. All of our prognostications did not happen.
Well, we did get a bunch of clips of Steamboat Willie, not mixed into the movie, but we did get them at the beginning, remember?
We did get that. That's true. We got no explanation really or lore as to why this is happening. It just happens to be a haunted mask, and that's it, I guess. And we have
maybe. Is it a haunted mask? The projector? I don't know. Like,
we don't know. Is it the copy of Steamboat Willie he has?
Yeah, it could be anything.
I
kind of like it that way.
Yeah. There's no explanation as to why there's this room with the Mickey Mouse mask. Was there? No, there wasn't.
No,
right? It's just.
You mean why is there a secret lair in the back office, like with a full liquor cabinet
of Fun Haven?
Yes.
Gun waving Fun Haven.
Yep, there's a weird theater in the back with a liquor cart for some reason.
Yeah, and a copy of Steamboat Willie. Like, Jesus.
And nothing else. Like, it wasn't like it was like it's like a room full of like movie props or nope, literally nothing except
nothing else. Just that. And then like some movie posters like The Godfather and a couple other Disney ones.
Yeah,
and that was it. Like, okay. We didn't get the he's actually traveling on a steamboat down the river doing murders.
No,
because originally said it was a traveling museum, Steamboat Willie Museum, that would pull over into. I mean, not to pull a line right from Steamboat Willie, but pull into Podunk Landings. Yeah, that's right, folks.
That's a shout out to our 90-year-old listeners from 95-year-old listeners.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're out there.
Yeah. Well, our listeners that remember Dub Dub too.
One of the good ones.
That's for you. Podunk Landing. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't that, which is disappointing. And what else did we have? I think, did we talk about like we hope that the kills were like mimicked, like, because like Steamboat Willie's got like a lot of kind of cartoon slapsticky violence, right?
For over the top violence.
Yeah,
we got so little.
Like the cow that's like milking in his face and he shoves hay down its throat. Like, why not do some references to that? Like, wow, now I'm ameliorating, but
yeah. We'll fix it later for sure.
Oh, we will.
No, we didn't get any of that. We got very little. We got very few murders in general.
I know,
shockingly, on-screen murders.
I felt like there was like 12 kids, or there was eight kids or something. Like, I feel like not like
there were 4 left at the end.
Right, because there's 1, 2, yeah, and then that was it.
Silly.
Did you? So I know we were talking about like, oh, this could be falls in the category of like awesomely bad, and then there's sad bad.
Yeah. I don't think it was either. Like it was definitely it wasn't sad enough to be sad bad. Like it was just, but it was approaching sad bad.
Yeah, I was approaching like, are you sure? Is this what you want to do with your time?
Yeah,
Like I know we're all having fun here. We're all having fun, but
we're all having a good time. Are you anticipating a career after this? Like, what's your game?
Yeah, what's the end game here? Simon and Jamie. Okay. Hey, just friends making a movie, you know? So
just a couple of buds making a movie.
We're going to be there someday. Jared and Russ make a movie. That's going to be
I hope they're actually complete strangers. Like, I hope Jamie and Simon do not know each other.
And now they hate each other. And there's like this feud because over this like movie they made.
Yes. That's what I want. I want it to be like a Walt Disney My Works situation.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Do you want some quick info about this
Please.
this thing?
Tell me something.
So it was directed by Jamie Bailey, who has done not a lot.
Okay, but something?
Yeah, he's done some things.
Nice.
He's got 7 things under his belt. Cinematographer,
7?
producer. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not that I really use IMDb's like rating system, but it's not a bad barometer. So he did like this.
Like everything's in the middle. Like it's always right? Between 4 and 7.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Okay. Everything's just a 5. It's like, okay.
Great.
But I guess when it drops below 5, then you're kind of like, oh, this is probably not good. So he's cranked out. I mean, he's directed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things since 2020. So he's a pandemic director. So 2020, he's got First Nations Firestarter. 2020, This Was America 3.1. De-Influencer 3.0. These like documentaries, maybe that's what's going on here.
You're totally right.
Nope, they're not. They're bad slasher movies.
Oh, great.
De-Influencer.
De-influencer. Incredible.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. And then he did 2 movies in 2024: What Lurks Beneath, The Mousetrap, and then the Omro Heist. 9.3 stars. So, but that's
out of 10. How many reviews?
I don't know. This is IMDb. They give you nothing out of 7, so it doesn't mean it. That's like his family.
9 out of 100.
Yeah, his family's like, all right. Him and Simon Phillips wrote this one. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks like more of the same of quality here. So
good. I'm glad he's consistent.
Yeah, and he's casting all his buddies too. The same people that were in this movie are in that one too. So
hey, we would do that also.
He's doing the Adam Sandler, right? You just bring your friends along, right?
So smart. Well, when your friends are funny, it's smart.
Yeah. If they're not, you just leave them at home. You're like, maybe we shouldn't collab anymore.
Yeah. Leave Rob Schneider at home. Like,
yeah, he's the one we can just kind of do without, you know. All right, so who's this written by? This is written by Simon Phillips, the mastermind behind this whole situation.
Can we say enemy of the pod? Simon Phillips?
I think that's fair. He's an award-winning British actor, though. Did you know that?
I knew that because I think we looked it up for 2 seconds in Trailer Trash, and we were like, wait, award-winning?
Yeah. What? Well, he's best known for this Netflix show, Fubar, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Witcher 3. He was in Witcher 3. But, yeah.
What's Witcher 3? Did we watch that? Is that the 3rd season of Witcher?
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 seasons?
Sorry. Season 3. Yeah. They got a 4th one coming with a different
I haven't watched the first 3.
Oh, watch the first
Are they
season.
good?
Yeah, watch the first season. First season's good. And 2. Yeah. So.
Okay. But he was only in the 3rd one.
Yeah, I guess so. Producer, writer, you know, but yeah, he's actor, Fubar. He was only in 1 episode of that. So how are you well known for being in 1 episode of something? So
I mean, because you don't do anything else.
But he's got he's got great credits. He's got credits that I want. Like I want to be in movies and I want credits like this. Driver, Owen Watson, Cal, Driver again. He's played Driver twice in 2 different movies.
Wow.
Manager, Bandit,
Bandit.
Those are roles that we want. So Hollywood.
Yes. Hook us up.
Come knocking.
Help us out.
Come knocking.
Don't you love us?
Yeah. So he's been in a lot of stuff. a lot
good for
of
him.
stuff. Yeah.
Stop writing. That's not your strong suit. Do anything else, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. United States of War. He's written a bunch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're gonna hit.
Be a blacksmith. I don't know.
He looks like one. He looks like he could be a blacksmith.
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's a certain point in life where, like, when do you just give up on your dreams?
Stop it. Yeah.
At what point you're like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be writing books. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but
No. Keep doing that.
I should keep doing that.
Yeah. Keep doing that. Yeah. You shouldn't give up on your dreams. Other people should give up on their dreams.
Are you gonna tell me the day I need to give up my dreams? You'd be like, you know what? Maybe you should just stop.
Yeah, you've got 4 more years.
Okay. And then this whole charade is over. Okay, get back to work.
That's right. Right. It's when I turn 40. That's when you give up your dreams.
That's when That's fair. I'm fine with that.
Oh, my buddy turned 40. Guess it's time to give it up.
You're trying to give up my dreams because shit. Remember that time when you were young and I was old? And now you're old. Yeah, there's a certain point now we just caught up. So sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember the first few years of our friendship.
Me neither. Me neither, buddy. Me neither.
But yeah, I'm getting caught up.
So close, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like 6 years older now than you were when we started hanging out.
Wow. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Math. All right, so he wrote this thing. He also stars in it. So Simon Phillips.
Well, does he? I wouldn't say anyone stars in this movie. Everyone is equally in it, as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone is equally just there, right?
Yes. Like everyone's got about the same amount of lines. Everyone's got the same amount of like doing nothing.
Doing nothing, really. So he plays our title character. Well, not really. He plays Mickey.
Yeah.
And then we got who else? So I think we just named the entire cast here because there's only like 10 people in
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
So, Sophie McIntosh. Plays Alex Fenn. Why does she have a last name? Who cares?
Well, because the first scene, remember when she made it a huge deal? How like her friend Janet couldn't remember her last name.
Oh, that's right. There was like that's right. The whole scene about it. I was like, what are we?
Ben.
What are we watching right now? What is happening? Madeline. How do you go? Madeline or Madeline? Madeline.
It depends.
Yeah.
I like Madeline, yeah.
Madeline's a little bit softer. Madeline Kelman plays Jaina, her friend who, gets murdered at some point.
Is she a friend?
Yeah. Ben Harris plays Ryan, the hockey guy.
Yep. One of the hockey guys.
Callum Sywyk.
Callum, I think. Yeah.
Callum Sywyk. Yeah. Plays Marcus, the nerdy guy who's in love with Alex.
Maybe my least favorite character in the...
There was a moment when he took off his glasses. I was like, he's like a really, really, because this is filmed in Canada. I think most of them are Canadian actors, but there's a moment I was like, oh, he's kind of got like this really, really super poor man's Ryan Reynolds thing going on. Like,
I was kind of thinking that too, yeah.
Right? Like just
without any of the timing,
without any of the timing, any of the really good wit, any of the really good looks, but there's something there. It's like you're like Ryan Reynolds, but like a half, maybe like a full step off, right? Like,
oh, at least. Maybe 1.5. couple steps off.
Like you're just not on time right here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is that Mireille Gagné? Gagné?
Yeah.
Gagné. That's
Like
Gagné. That's Gagné. Mireille Gagné.
Mireille? Yeah.
Mireille. Is it Gemma? Gemma. That's it. I always say Gemma. I don't know why.
You did this last time. Yeah.
I don't know why I do that. The other day I was driving in a car and I was just like, is it Gemma or is it Gemma? And I remembered us having this conversation. I know. This is the stuff that pops in my head now because if you need to stop paying attention to the world sometimes, and that's is it Gemma or is it Gemma?
Yeah, Gemma for sure. Which I was like the whole movie I was calling her Emma because that's what I thought they said at the beginning.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Emma. That's this.
And based on the other things we're gonna get into when we get into it, like I wouldn't be shocked if they just like misnamed her in the movie.
I mean, there's all sorts of inconsistencies. So that's not
the funniest inconsistencies.
All right, so we got Mackenzie Mills plays Rebecca, the goth girl.
Who's actually maybe the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little. Right? Yeah, it's got like a little turn on you twist. I'm not giving it that, but
like she has maybe the most screen time in the movie also.
Oh yeah, she definitely does. She definitely does.
Yeah, Alex is not the star here. I don't know why they.
No. It was like a little kind of beat and switch move. I think maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. James Laurin plays Paul. Paul. Oh, Paul's the one who dies first.
Yes,
he's a strip club
with
guy.
Jackie. Yeah.
Jesse Naismith. Naismith plays Danny, who
he's the vape kid.
Yeah, he's a vape kid. He's in it for like maybe 2 minutes.
Yep.
Kayleigh Styles plays Jackie. Demir Kovic plays Detective Cole. Nick Buskapek. Plays Detective Marsh.
He's the only actor, because I looked them all up before this, that has done anything.
Yeah.
Like actually, and like real stuff, dude. Like look up this guy's credits because they are wild.
Really?
Yeah. So he did the Omro heist with, that's a classic team up. But like he was in like a couple episodes of the Umbrella Academy. He was in.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like he's in a ton of different shows and movies, like all the credits that we want, like all like Mr. Johnson. You're like,
2 episodes of the Umbrella Academy as underpass in clerk.
Yes,
that's what I want.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This guy is our hero. Yeah. He's in 2 episodes of An Unexpected Killer. He's in The Haunted Museum. See No Evil. That's a thing people have seen.
Yeah, plays a detective in another movie. A teacher. Yep. That's great.
Big detective guy.
Yeah,
Murdoch Mysteries.
A lot of 1 episode stuff here. Janitor role. I mean, I can sweep a floor pretty well. Prisoner.
Pastor Phil.
Pastor Phil. Ooh, shadowy FBI agent. Ooh, can I play that? I can do that. I can be shadowy.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of cops.
A lot of detective stuff here. Yeah.
Plays Hitman.
Hey, it's got to be done.
But like this guy works, dude. He's been in a million things. Like since 2010, he has consistently been in 100 things, and I appreciate that.
Got to get paid. He's just a working guy trying to find that moment,
Yeah, top detective. Best part of this movie, maybe.
When do you give up on your dreams? I ask it again,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I turn 40.
When you turn 40. And then Anthony Italiano. Are you messing with me right now?
Nope, that's a real name.
I didn't know your last name could be like a name of a sub. I'll take the Italiano. Can I get the chicken parm? He plays Hockey Goon number 3. Great credit. That's great. That's wonderful.
Anthony Chicken Parm Italiano.
Anthony Italiano.
Hey, Tony Chicken Parm.
How funny if that's like how we talk to. He's like, hey, I'm Anthony Italiano. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Yeah, but what's
Friends
your last
call me
name?
Chicken Parm.
Friends call me Chicky Palm.
Oh, dude, do you think he was in Little Italy? Since they're all Canadians.
He might have been. Well,
he was like Hockey Goon number 2 in that one.
This is in Ottawa, right? That's a pretty good drive. That's a pretty good drive, right?
It's a good drive. Yeah.
It's a good drive.
We're assuming they're driving. Yeah.
And if you're listening right now, we won't be that far out, but the Canadians won the Four Nations face-off there.
That's right.
Thing. Yeah, some great hockey. Fun hockey.
Yeah. God save the Queen. Okay.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, well, all right. Yeah,
that ship sailed.
Yeah. Okay, production budget. I don't have any numbers of how much this costs. So there were numbers thrown around the internet.
Saw some rumors. Yeah.
We saw some rumors, and it's going to tie to a fun. We've tied this to a fun fact.
Yeah, we're extending the rumor into even more made up things.
So one number was said 800,000, which is no way this movie cost
impossible.
Impossible. There's no way anyone's giving you that much money to do. No.
Like, unless it's super money laundering.
Yeah.
Oh man, this movie cost me $800,000, and you're like, oh really? Well, guess you got to write it off.
Like, you bought $100,000 worth of Italiano subs? Well, that was for Anthony Italiano. The number that seems kind of closer to truth was 80,000. So someone just add an extra zero somewhere, maybe. But $80,000, that still feels like. You just went to a Fun Haven and was like, hey man, do you mind if we shoot a movie in here for like 8 days and like after hours? Like
I guess if you paid each of the actors like $500 a day.
I mean, it wasn't like there's any stunt doubles. Like,
nope. Nope.
The
They
crew
pay
is
everybody $500 a day. They do. There's an effects person.
yeah. Well,
I'm assuming there's one effects person.
yeah. Like I imagine there's just like 5 people in this entire crew, and probably some of the actors who were acting were probably like, "Oh, you're not in the scene. Hold the mic." Like, like
Yeah. Hockey goon number 3. Yeah, you're boom mic guy number 2.
now you're boom guy number 2. So yeah,
Been
but
upgraded.
this was released in the box office and internationally,
Oh wow.
and it made some money. These numbers were also a little weird, but we went with that. We gave them the benefit of the doubt. We went with a higher number.
Totally. Yeah.
So according to what was the numbers? I think it said it made $60,595 internationally in the theaters,
Which is
4 countries.
incredible because that's 19.2 times as much as the Fanatic. So
Wait,
incredible.
This movie made more
Way more.
than The Fanatic, directed by visionary director Fred Durst.
Yep.
Starring
Devon Sawa
and Travolta.
of Idle Hands.
Yeah. Of Idle Hands fame.
My favorite movie. Yes, this movie made almost 20 times as much money.
That's amazing.
I'm sure it cost way less.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Really incredible.
Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't technically have a critical number, because I don't think there's enough reviews. But the audience gave it a 17%. So
Yep. So if you did the math, there are 9 reviews. Yes.
yeah. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
And 1 out of 9 positive, so 11%, let's say.
Okay. So 11% critical. We're just going to put it on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It counts.
Do you want to hear some fast facts about this?
Back me, Daddy.
You know I will. The mask used in the film is actually a vintage 1960s Mickey Mouse mask, albeit repainted in black and white.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Which I was like, wait a second. I hope it wasn't like a valuable 1960s Mickey Mouse mask.
Yeah, right? That might
Like maybe that's where most of the production costs came from.
Oh man, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the mask costs like 40 grand. 50 grand.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it would be very funny.
And then they destroyed it by painting.
They destroyed it by painting it. Like, great, morons. The Mousetrap was originally set for a worldwide theatrical release in March 2024, but suffered several delays. As a result, it was released through video on demand in the United States on August 6, 2024 by Gravitas Vendors.
Can you imagine this being like in a theater run in the US? Like I'm sure it probably would have ended up like The Fanatic and made even less money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because The Fanatic was in like 50 theaters for, I think, a day or a weekend. And then they also did the same video on demand thing. And I remember like when we did way back when we did that one, like the best grossing theater, I can't remember which theater it was, but it made like $700 and everyone was like, wow.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't we break it down to like,
Yes.
that means that they sold like 15 tickets or something?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Incredible.
Gravitas Ventures, I've heard of them. I mean, they make like
I don't think you have, dude.
I feel like I have.
I was looking through their catalog earlier, and they are like, they're all like spoofs of other movies.
Slaughterhouse. That was, I think, on our list. Or I watched a trailer for that one. I think that was on our list.
Dude, I think that one has like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
I think it does too. Look at this. I mean, this website's legit.
The website is legit. I will say that. But all the movies are like spoofs of other movies where they're like, it's a good day to die. And you're like, wait, God. Is this like a James Bond ripoff kind of? Like
Great Expectations.
Like, Tomorrow Before After. And it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of.
Oh my God. Yeah, these are like paradox effects. Oh my goodness. Is that Olga Kurylenko? Oh man, down below.
They have a Jaws one, like Great White Summer, they call it.
Oh yeah, so these like kind of like mockbusters, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mousetrap, Mama Bear. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, good. It's a good day to die. It looks so bad. Well, we know we're gonna hit up for money when we make our movie. So
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. Like they're definitely a real company who definitely has money somehow because they have produced or distributed at least. I don't know if they produced any of these, but like a
Yeah.
lot of movies.
But look at these movies they have in here, like The Present. I mean, not that like I don't know if it's good or not, but it's got Isla Fisher and Greg Kinnear in it. Like those are okay. They're people. They're actors. We got Jennifer Connelly in a movie and Ben Whishaw. Like okay,
Yeah.
these are real people, real actors.
But it's outweighed by
So much. There is a lot of stuff in here.
I mean, they have a Shia LaBeouf movie. Like good for them.
Deep Fear, another shark movie. Incessant. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
The Shia LaBeouf movie is Padre Dio. I don't know if you ever heard it, or Padre Pio, whatever.
I've heard of it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I've heard of it. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you just got one of these to hit, and you're good to go. So.
Yep.
Okay. That's fun.
A Rudy musical.
That's unnecessary. Some things in this world are just not needed. So. Okay. Principal photography took place in Fun Haven, an amusement arcade in Ottawa, Canada, over the course of 8 days in summer of 2023. Mm-hmm. So the question, well, I guess, I'm going to finish this because the next I think is going to answer this in a way. Originally titled as Mickey's Mousetrap. Oh, that was the other part too. We wanted all the mousetraps to be like violent,
like a Saw thing, or like a
but like the Mousetrap, the game.
Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, Rube Goldberg. That's what we wanted. Didn't get that. Lame. That's an easy one. Like,
yep. Even when at the end when they like did the mousetrap, they called it a mousetrap. It was like not like it was stupid. It wasn't elaborate or interesting. It was just like, why don't we just like get him in a room? And you're like, what?
That's it? That's your plan?
That's it.
Your plan is to get him into a room?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then like punch him one at a time.
Yeah. It's like, this is dumb. All right. So the originally titled as Mickey's Mousetrap, which is for some reason tough for me to say. The film was announced on January 1st, 2024. The same day Mickey's Steamboat Willie version went into the public domain. Due to the Walt Disney Company retaining exclusive rights to the depictions of the character from their own franchise, the film changed its title to The Mousetrap in July 2024. So let me get this straight. Mm-hmm. So they're they're just doing copyright grave robbing here. So they filmed this in 8 days in the summer of 2023 in preparation that 6 months later, it's going to go into public domain, and then hoping that Disney doesn't pull out some wild lawyer card and is like, nah.
That's right. Yep. Correct.
So someone's like, I'm going to invest 80 grand in this movie because it's going to make 60. And
yep. Which actually I think makes the most sense probably. If you're trying to get budget to do this and you're like, hey, there's a chance.
100%.
If we can tie it to Disney, maybe there'll be a lawsuit. Maybe there'll be something interesting that happens.
All PR is good PR, right?
Exactly. This could make a bucket of money off the back of copyright infringement somehow.
Man. Or like it gets like you can't get it, so it becomes like a supply demand thing where all of a sudden you can't get anywhere because Disney just locks it down, and then it's like, you got a copy of The Mousetrap.
Yeah, the movie that never was.
Never was. And then you're watching like, really? It shouldn't have been.
Man.
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but I can totally see that. But like, if you put 80, if you got like millions of dollars like these companies do or whatever, you're like, I'll take an 80 grand bet, see what happens.
Right. I mean, the worst if it actually did cost 80 grand and they actually did make 60. I mean, that was box office number, so that's not actual revenue they're probably making because they got a split. Yeah. But whatever. So loot like they make a third back. They're probably like whatever. That's a
not bad.
Risk. That's a risk we're willing to take. Well, what if they shot you in the head though? Totally. All right. So
could be a cult classic someday. You never know.
Oh man, we figured you all out. All right. So, oh man. Okay. According to Andy's so long.
Yeah, I meant to edit them down, but I didn't have time before we started.
That's right. According to the film's writer and star, let's self-proclaimed star. Yeah, Simon, self-proclaimed star. Let's go easy here, buddy. Simon Phillips, about the origin of this film. Okay. Quote, when I came up with the idea, Simon, stop. I'm going to stop you right there.
So original.
Oh my God. I could picture Simon in my head and I could just picture the type of person he is, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like
the thing that I can't get in my head is like, this guy's British. Well, like in my mind, it's American.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like copyright grave robbing, Steamboat Willie. Like
you're supposed to be better than that.
Yeah, the British. stealing everything.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, real grave robbing.
Yeah. All right, so Simon goes on. When I came up with the idea, I was like, the one thing I want to do is play Mickey Mouse. I want to be the guy in the mask, even though like we won't see your face except for the first time, the first scene. I'll still know it was me. I'll still be able to tell my grandkids it was me ruining Mickey Mouse for all future generations. It was me.
Yeah, the only reason I included this is because what a grandiose, like, I ruined Mickey Mouse for all future. Like, why would you want to ruin Mickey Mouse?
So that paints the picture of the person who he is to me. And it's just like, what are you? Yeah, I want to be the one who ruins Mickey Mouse.
Who do you think you are?
And maybe he's like, tongue in cheek, or he's got there's a lot of context for reading it, but it's still just like, yeah, who do you think you are? Like, settle down, Simon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The guy who ruined Mickey Mouse is the CEO in between Bob Iger and Bob Iger.
Yeah. Yeah, not you.
That guy ruined Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it's just like that kind of like full of himself thing. Well, I was in one episode with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did you meet him? No, but we were on the same set for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Dude, you run one episode for probably 5 minutes.
I was less than 50 feet away from him the whole time.
Yeah. I got shot by him. Yeah, but was he actually on set shooting you? No, it was a stunt guy, but that looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Have you seen the cut though?
Yeah. That's the person who takes on it. Is like all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I ruined Mickey Mouse for generations to come.
Yeah. What?
Maybe he was, being funny. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think he believes this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're continuing on. The film's writer and star, Simon Phillips, still talking about the same guy.
I mean, all right. What do you think the odds are he put this trivia on IMDb? Like
100%.
80 to 100?
No, I'm going 100%.
100%.
99.5. How about that? 0.5 chance that someone else wrote this.
Absolutely the person who uploaded the trivia.
There's no doubt. The film's writer and star, Simon Phillips. So I'm Simon Phillips.
Yeah.
Is this? See,
which this, I love this. No, I love this. Say it.
I hate this. Say it. It's a self-described 1980s baby. I hate that. I hate this. I hate that. Like,
that's not how self-descriptions work. Like, were you born in the 1980s? Then you're a 1980s baby. Self-described.
Self-described.
Wait, when was he born? I have to know now.
Oh my God.
Simon Phillips. No, not the singer and songwriter. Who's the singer and songwriter? Simon Phillips.
While you're doing research live, so he's a self-described 1980s baby. He's probably born in like 1978 or 77 or something.
I hope so.
There's no doubt. He grew up in the 80s, yeah. Who loved the bloody slasher movies of the time. He explained in an interview, so Mousetrap, to me, was like a cheesy cliche. Sorry, right? He's British, right?
Yeah, wait, he was born May 7th, 1980. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Son of a bitch. Well, you know me. I like to claim that I'm a self-described 1980s baby.
Self-described 1980s baby.
Yeah, because I was born in 1981.
I was gonna say, even this guy's only a year and less than a year, 364 days younger than you, older than you. Sorry, and he looks 10 years older than you.
Right?
Great job, buddy.
That's it. Thanks, bud. At least I got something going for me.
Yeah.
So Mousetrap, to me, I'm gonna do is he like a Michael Caine? Michael Caine.
Yeah,
was like a cheesy cliche 1980s, 1990s horror movies. I can't do it. I was like, let's do this. Let's make Mickey Mouse like a mask. Make Mickey Mouse the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse, a slasher killer. And let's trap these kids in an amusement park.
What is this sentence?
I know. Want me to reread it for you? Let's make Mickey Mouse like a mask. Make Mickey Mouse the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse, a slasher killer. And let's trap these kids in an amusement park or an arcade. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I added that. And like a 1990s movie, don't think about it too much. Just have fun.
Well, it shows.
Yeah. You definitely didn't think about it. Is it Emma or is it Gemma or is it Gemma or is it...
Or is it Funhouse, or is it Funhaven, or is it?
Are we not wearing our shoes in the Funhouse, or are we wearing our shoes in the Funhouse? What are we doing here?
So many.
Moving on. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter. Why?
Again, because like there probably was a little bit of PR ahead of time that was like, oh well, this could be interesting. Like an almost feature length movie.
Well, everyone. I remember when this. I think it was like the same time, like the Blood and Honey one, when they were doing the Pooh Bear thing, whatever.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It was like a little bit after. I mean, it was a little bit after that, but it was like kind of the same idea. So everyone was just like, ugh, eye roll, like cool.
Another one.
Yeah. All the PR you're getting for this isn't people are like, oh, excited about it. People are like, ugh, let's talk to this. Let's talk to this a-ho.
Yeah. Remember the last time somebody was grave robbing copyrights?
Yeah. Jesus. And it worked for them. The first one got all the hubbub, and now it's just like, well, now you're like mock bust. Yep. Anyway, speaking of Hollywood Reporter, director Jamie Bailey stated, "We just wanted to have fun with it all. I mean, it's Steamboat Willie's Mickey Mouse murdering people. It's ridiculous. We ran with it, and we had fun doing it, and I think it shows." Bailey also expressed surprise that there were not more similar projects and that they were among the first to create such a film, as the crew, quote, thought we'd be lost in the shuffle, to be completely honest. The film avoids referring to the titular villain as Mickey Mouse while ensuring that it is very clear who it's supposed to be.
Which they don't really. Like, I feel like they talk about Mickey Mouse a bunch throughout the whole movie. And the other thing is, like, this isn't even the first Mickey Mouse horror movie that came out after the copyright came up. Like, there was a one that sounds way better. There's a short that sounds way better. That's The Vanishing of SS Willie, and it's supposed to be like a documentary found footage horror about like the boat and stuff. Like, that one sounds way better. It's like 10 minutes. Make this movie 10 minutes. I'm ameliorating early, but
10 minutes, that's all you get.
That's what you want.
And to wrap it all up here, a sequel titled The Mousetrap: Welcome to the Mickeyverse is in production. Why?
They very obviously set it up for a sequel at the end, but like, who's producing that?
Mr. Gravitas.
You're probably right. Yeah. No, like, welcome to the Mickeyverse. Why? Don't do that.
Do you want a Steamboat Willie fast fact right now?
Yeah, more than anything. I need a palate cleanser.
Yeah, a little palate cleansing. Well, we know it's a 1928 film, Disney, iWorks, right? So Steamboat Willie is especially notable for being one of the first cartoons with synchronized sound, as well as one of the first cartoons to feature a fully post-produced soundtrack, which distinguished it from earlier sound cartoons such as Inkwell Studios' Song Cartoons and Van Buren Studios' Dinner Time from 1928.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's great.
The production, I'll give you one more and then that'll be it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, please.
Well, because we have an eerie connection here. Production of Steamboat Willie took place between July and September of 1928. Also done in the summer, just like this movie.
In 8 days?
July, August. Like a couple more months. With an estimated budget of $4,986, which, if you punch that into the old ITM-tron inflation calculator,
yep, it's a little over $90,000.
Whoa! What? It's almost the same budget as this movie. What?
What?
But I feel like over time, this movie probably made way more money than.
Yes.
Steamboat Willie probably made
like a megabucks in comparison, I'm sure.
Megabucks. So,
wow.
There you go. That's
that.
Pal. Yeah. Oh, you want to Holly pitch me Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Speaking of cartoons,
it's obviously Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
No, I'm the one. I'm the self-described 1980s baby who just ruined Mickey Mouse for everyone. I just did that. I did that. All right, Simon. Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
That's
fucker.
Right. I bet Simon listens to this episode.
He better. Like, he better call us. Like, hey, we got a job. We got a role for you. Like, done.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, Simon, call us.
Yeah, book our flights to Ottawa. We're coming right up.
Yeah, we want to be in Welcome to the Mickeyverse more than anything.
Get us in there. I don't care if we're just in the background or whatever. You just kill me immediately. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay us, probably.
Nah. We'll just go on a vacation. Yeah, ham sandwiches. Give us a couple of Italianos.
Yeah, get us a couple of Italianos. Introduce us to Anthony.
Yeah. And I think we're good. That's it.
Those are our demands.
Yeah, we just want to be fed every day. We're just going to drive 12 hours to Ottawa to just get fed every day.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be good. Like I said,
Doesn't matter.
Ham sandwich. Ham and cheese.
Sandwich.
Maybe.
Yep, ham and cheese. A little mayo in there. I know you guys are big in mayo up there.
In a perfect world. So anyway, yeah, like I said, fuck tunes. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right?
Obviously. Very, very obvious.
Meets the whole. So
choking on the existence of the universe right now.
obviously we've all seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? As a self-described 80s baby.
Yeah.
I too was born in the 80s, and I too have seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I think I'm gonna preference anything I like say when I make a reference to like something that from the 80s. I'm just like, well, as a self-described 1980s baby.
I'm going to start saying it for other facts of things. Of like, well, you know, as a self-described person who was around when 9/11 happened. As a self-described person who made dinner last night.
Yeah. Never forget.
As a self-described person with hair and face.
Yes. Hair and face.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so the parallels are few. Got beloved cartoon characters doing questionable stuff, right?
Yep.
Was Mickey? Yeah, Mickey was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Brief cameo.
I think so. Yeah.
With some of the other tunes there.
Yeah, Toontown.
Yep, doing weird stuff.
Probably doing drugs in the alley.
Bunch of framing for murder. Obviously, that's the whole premise of Roger Rabbit, right? But this one also is like the cops are definitely trying to frame the goth girl as
100%. Yeah,
right?
absolutely. In their weird jail prison that's underground and anyways, him.
Yeah, the underground jail prison
it's like
in
Ottawa.
Ottawa?
Well, actually, they were in New York because like the seal on the thing said the Department of Police of New York. I'm like,
that was the other thing that I thought was funny was like it's definitely supposed to be in the United States.
Yes. Yeah.
And like
for what reason?
There's so many Canadian things that make it not correct. And it's very funny how they didn't even try.
Like the way everyone says about.
Yeah. Yep. And the way everyone says fire brigade.
I know. It was like fire brigade. I was like, what the fuck is a fire? Oh, right. Canada. Right. Fire brigade. Yeah. Come on.
And the way everyone's wearing hockey jerseys all the time. Yeah. Like, if you're trying to make a movie that is not supposed to take place in Canada, like, don't make it full of Canadian tropes.
Yeah, take all those things away.
They're like, oh man, like, I bet you can't chug a liter of maple syrup, you hoser. I wouldn't be shocked, right?
Guy from New York. Oh my god!
Speaking of the cops are dummies in both of these movies.
Oh my god! The interrogation scenes were so annoying.
So funny.
So bad.
If you might remember in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, at one point, Judge Doom gets flattened by a steamroller before he gets dissolved.
So good.
And this movie has Steamboat Willie.
So good.
Steam.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't feel bad about my pitch now.
No, exactly. And both of them have a happy ending, let's say. And for me, the happy ending of this movie is like all the teens are dead, basically. And that's good. I'm glad that happened.
What was Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What was that movie? What was that movie rated?
I think it was PG-13.
It was PG. I'll tell you right
PG?
now. Yeah, I remember watching this as a kid. I remember watching this movie. And
it's pretty graphic.
That scene when scared the shit out of me when he gets steamrolled, or even the scene when he's like the eyeballs coming out of it. I was like, what?
Yeah, the dissolving.
Yeah. He puts the little bunny in there. I'm like, this is terrifying.
Yep.
They just don't make movies like that, you know?
They sure don't. And that was when PG-13 existed then, right? Because PG-13 happened in like 86
Red Dawn
or something like that.
I think it was for Red Dawn, right? And Spielberg pushed it.
But. Yeah. Anyway, wild.
PG.
Parental guidance, man.
Oh my god, so funny.
Well, yeah, and that one obviously ends happily with the Toons inheriting Toontown. So like everyone has a happy ending.
As they should. The Toons need to own Toontown.
That's right. Now meets the Hole. Have you seen the Hole?
I don't think so. What is that? What is it?
2001 like thriller.
Shia LaBeouf movie.
No. Thora Birch, though, who
Oh
has gone on to do
yeah,
other things
yeah.
and did things before that. Child star.
I have seen this. I think I have seen this.
Okay, I kind of figured you might have.
Well, as a
And
self-described 2000 90s kid, when is it going? 90,
as a self-described person who watched movies in 2001,
2001, right? April 2001. Oof. Short runway.
those are the days.
Too soon.
Ah.
Too soon. Too soon.
I see what you did there. So basically, it's kind of the same plot as this movie. So there's like teens that get trapped in a location. I guess they're not teens technically in this movie. They're allegedly 21. All of them end up dying, except for two, which like this one pretty close, right?
Pretty close. Yeah.
The whole movie's kind of cut between interviews with a psychiatrist and police with our victim here, victim quotes,
Yeah.
and then like also showing kind of like flashbacks to what's actually happening down in the hole.
Keira Knightley. Sorry if you already said that. She's
Yep. No, it's one of Keira Knightley's like earlier movies
Yeah.
too.
This is before Ben like Beckham, right?
Yeah, lone survivor trope for sure, just like our movie here. And then at the end, like the big twist, which if you haven't seen the whole, spoilies. She's the murderer. The main girl that's being interviewed the whole time is the victim. And in this one, like she's not the murderer directly, Rebecca, but she's like going to be the murderer in the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, she's obviously playing along here. Big school shooter vibes, like not.
I totally forgot. Sorry, come back to Keira Knightley. I totally forgot. There's a couple things here. One, I forgot that she was in Phantom Menace. She was the stunt double. She was the double for
the body double.
The body double. Thanks for Amidala.
She does look like Natalie Portman.
She does. Bennett Like Beckham came out in 2002, the year after The Hole. Okay. Love Actually came out in 2003. Everyone should go listen to the episode. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Movie's terrible.
Movie's horrendous. Don't know how anyone could like it.
Yeah, come at us. Yeah, there you go. That's all. Okay.
Great.
Carry on.
Good timing because my pitch is finished too. No, that was about it. What do you got?
The other thing about the other connection here is that
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, well, this was shot in the UK. Apparently, The Hole was made in the UK. It was released theatrically, technically internationally in the UK. Was gonna be released in the theaters in the United States, but never did, and went direct to video, just like this movie.
Just like what?
Yeah. There you go, buddy.
I definitely did not see it in the theaters. So.
And further connection here, if you want this, it was instead, you're going to get it, direct to video nearly 2 years later by Dimension's then fellow Disney subsidiary, Buena Vista Distribution.
Wow. And our movie many times explicitly has nothing to do with Disney.
Nothing to do with Disney.
Wow. Oh, good pulls, dude. Good pulls.
Just trying to help you out.
Go.
Yeah, hopefully you help me. Okay. Is it my turn?
We'll see.
Yeah. Can I go now? Can I riff, please? All right. So I'm going with it's Saw 6, right? We have not yet done that one. We can do that movie. I watched it recently. Meets The Hottie and the Naughty. I'm not too proud of this one, but I'm going with it.
Go on.
Okay. I'm just plugging old episodes right now. So
I love that.
Saw 6 is kind of obvious. I mean, we've got Saw 6. Did you see that one? So that was the one, that was the healthcare one where the guy who's the insurance president or whatever, very timely, had to choose between all of his employees in this basically giant house, the warehouse they shoot all these movies in. And he had to choose between who's going to live and die between all of them. So kind of the idea of having all these characters trapped in a single location and they're getting kind of, killed.
Yep, totally.
That movie had way more. Saw 6. I'm giving Saw 6 a ton of credit right now compared to this movie.
Yep.
Much better themes, much better commentary on the healthcare system.
Yep. Oh, that movie is smart.
Like that movie. That movie is Einstein compared to that movie is coming up with rules of relativity. This movie is just kind of floating down the river.
Yep.
Steamboat down the river. What else? I don't know. I think that's all I got. And then the Hottie and the Naughty, similar terrible production quality. a weird cameo, kind of. We have a Mickey Mouse, right? Cameo Steamboat Willie thing, and a few clips from the cartoon.
Yep.
And Paris Hilton in The Hottie and the Naughty, right?
Yep, she's the star of that.
Yeah, both don't make any sense. So there's a little bit of a love story, a little bit of a love triangle thing going on. I think that's the big point from The Hottie and the Naughty, right?
Yep.
Because in the Mousetrap, there's like a love triangle between Ryan, the hockey player, where I wouldn't call it love triangle. He just wants to hook up with Alex, and Marcus is in love with Alex. And there's that. Hottie and the Naughty's got the similar kind of. The Naughty's trying to hook the dude up with Paris Hilton, and then that's not working out. And
Yep. Paris Hilton was in a horror movie at least once.
She was. That's true.
Yep.
With
just like this movie,
I think with
allegedly a horror movie.
Alicia Cuthbert, I think. Wow, how do I remember that one? The Wax House.
House
or
of
something.
Wax.
House of Wax. That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Which was a remake.
I mean, being a self-described, fan of 2010 horror movies. When that
2005. Yeah.
2005.
Yeah, I saw that in high school for sure.
Oh yeah. That's right. Cuthbert. She was peak of her powers in that 2005 with that, and then the
Chad Michael Murray.
Oh, Chad Michael Murray. Who was also in
a
movie we just did, didn't we?
Yep. That I can't remember, but
yeah,
I was thinking that. I was like, friend of the pod, Chad Michael Murray.
It was the one where it was the rom-com with what's her face, not Kirstie Alley, but the other one where they went to the mother of the bride.
Like how you keep getting her confused with Kirstie Alley.
I know. Who is it? Kirstie Alley's the one we don't like, right? She's the one who's like right. Weird. Yes. Isn't she dead? No, she's not dead. Is it one of them?
Yeah, she is dead. No, she's dead as hell. Yeah.
That's right. It's
Crap,
just
what was the movie?
I just told you it's the mother-in-law, the mother of the bride.
Oh, the mother of the bride. Yeah.
Who is it? Who is? I've been on this kick recently of
it's Brooke Shields that you keep thinking is Kirstie Alley.
So I think I was having a conversation with someone, and I was like, we were talking about John Lithgow, and I was like, I even said it in the podcast a couple episodes ago. I'm not going to apologize for this, but I was like, oh yeah, John Lithgow, R.I.P. And no one really listened, and no one really paid attention to that because no one knows if he's alive or dead. He's alive.
He's totally alive. Yeah, of course he's alive.
I thought for some reason I thought he died. I told someone, I was like, John Lithgow, R.I.P.
I thought you were just saying R.I.P. like we always do.
Yeah. Nope, I meant it.
Oh, you thought he was dead? Yeah, like Wade Boggs.
Well, it was funny because then I saw like a trailer for something he was in, and I was like, "Oh, did he shoot this like before he died, or just releasing it now? That's weird." Thought for sure he was dead a couple years ago.
Incredible.
Don't die, John. Don't die. He's 79, so okay.
Never die. Yeah.
Whew, well, that's it for my pitch.
Christine Lakin, self-described 90s teen star there, Step by Step.
Oh, that's right.
So like doing an homage to 90s things like this movie apparently was, allegedly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else either.
Self-described.
Yeah, both movies, two of the worst movies we've ever done, for sure.
So the question I have, if you're born in this time thing here, right? Like I was born in the 80s. Obviously I grew up in the 80s, right? I was a kid then.
I didn't grow up in the 80s, but yeah.
But you're born then. But like, so do you get to claim that time frame, like of things you actually remember? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm a kid of the 80s. Like you know what I mean? Or do you have to be a certain age to live with it? Like,
I think you have to be old enough to like
to remember.
Or at least like be around in like the culture. Like I would never say I'm an 80s kid because I was alive for 6 months of 1980s.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally remember the Berlin Wall. Like, nope.
I mean,
I would never say that.
I spent a solid 9 years in the 80s, so yeah, I think I'm a self-described.
You're definitely an 80s kid.
I'm definitely an 80s kid. Yeah, I mean, I grew up with all this stuff, so
totally. You're 90s teen, but you're an 80s kid.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to clear that up.
Self-described, of course.
Self-described, obviously. Not only was I born in the 80s, but I'm also self-described as an 80s because I have to let people know. I need to let people know that I was born in the 80s because it's cool. So, right.
1980s baby. You're like, yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You were born in 1980. So
yeah. Guess what you're not though. A millennial. So
True. Just missed the cutoff.
Right? Is it 80?
Yeah, I think it's 1981. I think.
I know. Yeah, I'm the elder millennial. He's he's Gen X. Get out of here, Gen X.
Yeah.
Go back to the 70s.
Yeah, no, 1981 to 1996. That's millennials. Yeah.
Gen X. No one cares about you.
That's right. That's right. The forgotten generation.
Go do some drugs or something.
Yeah. Go try to collect Social Security.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pitch.
Yeah, it was good.
Medium pitch.
Medium pitch. We survived it. Oh, do we need to do ITM-tron's pitch?
I was just gonna say you got ITM-tron's notes over there.
So ITM-tron, he's a little confused, I think, about the assignment here.
Okay.
So, so at first I asked him, I was like, hey man, give me an, is your third time doing it? What do you got? Right. And he pumped out like a bunch of like detective movies, like Glass Onion, Clue, The Hateful Eight, or like murder mystery movies. And I was like, ITM-tron, are you okay? You've getting a little short circuited here. Do we need to fire up a couple more NVIDIA GPUs for you?
No mystery. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, what do you,
This movie has zero mystery. We see everything that happens.
Yeah. And then he got into Gosford Park, which I don't know what that is, meets Scream. And I was like, now you're getting onto something here, you know? And he described as an old-fashioned murder mystery with a touch of self-awareness and unexpected suspense. I was like, you're giving it a lot of credit, but all right. Now you're onto something. So
Yep.
I think he was confused. I think his neurons got a little, misfired.
A little scrambly. Yeah.
Not his best work. Yeah, we gotta give a software update. He'll be fine next time around. He even mentions the Grand Budapest Hotel. It's like, dude, what are you?
In what world?
ITM-tron, are you on something right now? He's probably having a hallucination.
Yeah, it's probably that. Yeah.
Because AI can have those because, they're, yeah.
Or he's as drunk as the kids in this movie.
Yeah. Are you drunk? Jesus.
Which, like, that was also very funny. Like, the way that the kids were acting drunk. I was like, I don't know if that kid's acting. I think that kid might have just gotten hammered in a scene by accident.
Simon, if you have a role for us, you want to just have two drunk dudes, like, that's it?
We can help.
Duh, we're the ones. Like we said, just give us ham sandwiches and some booze, and
yep,
we'll hold a boom mic. We know what we're doing.
We'll do anything.
Do anything.
Yeah, for at least a couple minutes of screen time.
Yes, at least a minute and a half.
Yeah, but we'll do whatever else you want.
We don't even need dialogue, but I mean, dialogue would be nice. But
yeah, we'll punch up the script for you. No writing credits needed.
Yep, we'll if it takes place in the United States, we'll go through it and take out all the Canadian and all the other.
We'll de-Canada it.
Yeah, we'll de-Canada. We'll make it Americanized.
Which that's what you're British. Like, why are you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Why did you make it so Canadian?
What a weird path he's taken, huh?
Yeah.
From Britain to Ottawa. Have you been to Ottawa? Have you been to Ottawa?
No. Why would I go to Ottawa?
I don't know. I don't know why anyone goes there. I don't know. I heard there's like a cool thing you can skate on and underneath like old arches or some shit.
I'm not good at skating. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
I like my shoes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's cool.
Yeah. What are you going to say about hockey? What?
I don't even remember what I'm saying anymore.
Okay. You want to do your summary?
Oh, do I ever? Completely forgot.
Yeah, I had a feeling you did.
So you're totally right. It's time for Jared's summary.
That's right. And we're back.
Jared and ITM-tron summary, let's say.
Yeah.
And I appreciate listeners' little peek behind the curtain here. Basically taking the Wikipedia plot summary and then putting that into AI and saying, summarize this, please.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're transparent on like a lot of things in this world.
That's right. Fully transparent.
Fully transparent here.
Yeah, I've gone full clear, or whatever the Emma Watson said that one time in that movie.
Oh my God. I went full circle or whatever, right? No,
circle.
Yeah, circle. Was it full circle? I've gone full circle. I wish that was a line. Oh, did I tell you I started reading that book and I stopped reading because it was so terrible? Oh my God.
You said you were going to, but yeah.
And I started it and I got through like the first, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 pages. And I was like, this is terrible. And I just stopped.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update, though.
No problem. Anyways, carry on.
Yep. So I appreciate how AI correctly centered the right characters here. So detectives Cole and Marsh interrogate Rebecca,
Yep.
the sole survivor of a massacre in an arcade, who hesitantly recounts how a possessed Mickey Mouse mask turned their surprise party into a bloodbath. As the mask-wearing killer hunts them down with supernatural abilities, the survivors attempt to use his weakness to bright lights against him. But their efforts fail, leading to Alex's gruesome death. In the present, the detectives dismiss Rebecca's story only for Mickey to arrive, free her from her cell, and recruit her for an unknown purpose.
We got all that too. I mean, I guess she was recruited, so okay.
Yep. Yeah. So like, I'm glad AI made Rebecca and the detectives the stars, because really they are.
Yeah.
And Alex is an afterthought at best. Much better logline.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get a sense of like what it's, this is giving it way too much credit, but I'm just trying to draw parallels here. It's kind of like The Usual Suspects, right? We have the detective kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. I almost used that in my pitch, and I was like, no. But yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have made it better is if she was like using random things around the police station.
Yeah.
Like actually go full Usual Suspects and be like, oh, I saw a Mickey Mouse in the corner over there.
Usual Suspects, huh? Oof, a lot of inappropriate behavior on that crew, huh?
Oh yeah, not great. Not great. I love that movie.
Great movie. The movie's so good. I'm not going to give that up, but Bryan Singer,
not great.
Not great. Oh yeah, another guy too. Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, legally fine.
Legally fine.
Legally exonerated.
But do we believe that? Hey, you're not guilty until proven,
That's right. It's only slander if we print it. Otherwise it's libel.
Oh my God. Spacey's like a big listener to the pod. Oh my God. TM, dude. I don't know why he's always got a southern accent to me.
I mean,
that's how it ended, right? That's kind of how he ended. It was just like, oh, he's got a southern accent. That's it. Well, isn't that surprising? Oh man. Okay. All right. So let's get into like the setup of this movie, right?
Yeah. So we're doing the new thing, listeners, which no one has complained or complimented about. So
I thought you were going to say which no one has done before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, there are no other podcasts with two dudes talking about movies. Guaranteed.
Two just bearded dudes talking about movies. Nope. We are the only ones. So glad we don't have beards in their title, though. That's the one thing. That's a good differentiator, right? It's not like
totally.
Bros, beards, and reels.
It's beards meets that.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least our title of our podcast doesn't make any sense or have anything to do with what we talk about. But
no.
That's how you become a successful podcast.
Super confusing, kind of hard to like. And the email's really long, and that's probably why no one's emailing us because they don't know how to spell it. So
whenever you tell people you do a podcast called "It's This Meets That," they're like, "Oh, this meets that," and no, it's part of the title. People love that.
People love that.
So yeah, we can. I think we're gonna do the beginning for sure, because the beginning, the setup is ridiculous.
A little bit of the middle, and then we'll wrap it up. So
yeah,
with some commentary along the way. So yeah, this opening where we get the setup of the Usual Suspect setup, right? We have the two detectives interrogating in the jail.
Wait, are you skipping over the beginning here? So
whoa,
this is the Star Wars disclaimer.
Whoa, that's right. What am I doing here? I'm sorry. Take a step back.
Sorry. Generic space scroll.
So it opens up with very quickly with our distributor, Gravitas, whatever, in the production company, and then it cuts to like.
I was like, wait a second, is this? Are they doing a Star Wars?
Yeah, and I was like, is this like an ad? Do I pay for this, or am I getting an ad right now? What's happening? I don't know what's happening. And it's a Star Wars crawl ripoff, right?
Generic space scroll.
Left aligned, not centered. So that's one way, right?
Totally different.
It's like if you put John Williams' beautiful score through AI and was like, make this terrible, has that as a music.
Yep.
And it's kind of like this self-deprecating.
It's like, I I didn't like it, but also reading it, I was like, I feel like this is something I would write. And that's why I'm not a professional writer.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Like it's basically, yeah, the whole thing is like this production is not affiliated with Disney. No, seriously, not affiliated with Disney at all. We tried to call them, we tried to get them on the phone, they did not answer.
Yeah.
Like it goes on and on and on. Like, we love Disney though. There's like a reference to Swingers for some reason, which you're like, oh, self-described 1980s baby. Talk about Star Wars for a second and Lucasfilm for some reason. Don't do this. Don't do any of this.
I mean, so this movie is listed as like a comedy. It's comedy horror, so it's supposed to be. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. So
yeah, okay. But none of it was funny.
No, that was the problem.
That was the problem here.
Yeah. If you're going for that, you know.
Yep.
All right. So after that nonsense, then we get to our opening. We get to meet our detectives. We meet Rebecca, the goth girl, who's in the trailer, and you immediately get a sense of like, okay, this is low budget.
Yeah, this is one of our first kind of goofs too.
What was this?
Immediately, right out of the gate, they're like Friday the 13th of March. The last Friday the 13th that happened in March was 2020, and this later, like we see it in a couple hours here, or not a couple hours. At some point in this movie, they show like a camcorder date that says
it's like June or something.
2023. Yeah,
2023. That's right. And they did in the trailer too, in the cam footage. It said like June 30th, 2023 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, there's that. Who is that woman? Who is that actress in one of these stupid movies we did? Obviously, they're all pretty stupid, but who was the one who was like the oh my god, the Logic Police?
Like the Logic Police. Yeah, it was like Keira Knightley or something.
No, it wasn't Keira Knightley. No, Keira Knightley's a goddamn saint. It was Jennifer Garner or something like that, right? It was the woman who was in. She was in one of the
it was a real famous person.
Yeah, like a legit person. She was like, I'm a Logic Police. All right. I was like, well, did you pay attention? That's who they need. They need that person on set here. You know.
Yep.
Anyone, actually, anyone just thinking.
Anyone try to be the Logic Police, please.
We could do that. We could do that for you. We could be like,
yep.
Check your dates. But I guess that's what's going to happen when you do something in 8 days. You know, you're kind of rushing production there.
So. Well, but like if you're doing the production in 8 days, presumably you wrote the script ahead of time. Maybe you wrote the script as they went. Like maybe it was like, okay, I got to write pages.
Some of the greatest films, you know, we're done on the fly. You know.
Yeah, if it was all improv, I appreciate how few details they got wrong. Yeah.
Impressive.
Anyway, so yeah, the cops are immediately wicked bad actors. Like they're like,
it's so
like,
bad.
What are you concerned about? It's your ass that you should be concerned about. And you're like,
what? And there's like, it's amazing because like actually the acting very similar to the Saw movies, which are, it's not good. But then you look at that and you're like, wow, Saw 6 should have won all of the Oscars, best supporting, best like compared to this.
Yes.
But hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. You work in your craft, but then just know you should give up on your dreams at some point. That's all.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Negativity into 2025 continues.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Good. What a time to be alive. Speaking of not being alive anymore.
Not John Lithgow. He's alive.
Sure is. Wade Boggs, though.
Wade Boggs. Is he alive? I can't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No,
okay.
Well. Rest in peace. The cops here are basically like accusing her, like, why aren't you telling us what happened? You're this miracle survivor, and like you're still not telling us what's going on. And she's like, well, it's for your own safety that I'm not telling you.
Yeah,
they're like, well, I think we'll take our chances.
Yeah, like I don't. This is so dumb, so dumb. Yeah, so we get to our opening credits and we get like the Steamboat Willie cartoon playing while the credits are going.
Yeah, it's like weird, like they were like, oh, take a 9 Inch Nails song and make it bad in AI.
Yeah.
Which is like weird industrial music. Yeah.
But bad.
Yeah.
And we get our title card, Mousetrap. And then we jump to Fun Haven here.
Which is on the sign, which they say Fun Haven a few times and they say Fun House a few times. So take that for what you will.
Whatever, right? Hey, as long as we're having fun, right? House, Haven, as long as we're having fun.
As a self-proclaimed lover of fun.
Yeah. Self-described.
Self-described.
Fun lover.
So they're doing like a quick montage around the arcade and like showing off like all the games and shit. I was like, is Space Invaders public domain too? Because that's the only game where they show like a branded game. The rest of it's like hockey on air, and you're like,
but there was
air hockey.
There was a shot though where there was like Angry Birds game in the background, and I saw I saw the Angry Birds in the back. So I don't know.
So there were a couple of branded games.
Who knows? Who knows how any of this works? They don't know. So yeah, we're setting the setting. We're Fun Haven. We got our employees, Alex and what's her name? Jaina. Not China.
That's right.
And we just kind of Gemma. And then we meet our character who we think is going to be the final girl, but
and we can't do too much of it, listeners, because this would take like 1,000 years, like we used to do on the podcast. But like, I do want to do a couple of quick dialogue examples just to like paint a picture for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
With here. Yeah. So like this opening line here is our main character, allegedly main character, Alex, who's not the main character. She's like tending the wounds of a boy somehow that like hurt himself at the arcade. He talks about getting pushed or something stupid.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? And she goes, why? Do you want to be my boyfriend? No. You need to date someone your own age, loser. And like, that's the script. And that was the rejection from the trailer. I was right, actually.
You were right. I was completely wrong. I thought it was Ryan.
But that's the rejection. You want to be my boyfriend? No. You're like, who is this kid? Why? Like, I think the kid's the only one we didn't give credit at the beginning here.
Oh yeah, he's probably too young to be on IMDb or something. So.
Oh, maybe.
No, it's not true. But anyways, So we're setting a stage here. We're meeting our players, and then we cut back to the interrogation, and they're like, "Oh, we can't find the manager's body." And then our goth chick is Becca here. She's not saying anything.
So we do get a little bit of intro to the manager in that last scene. That's why they bring him up. So like, which I was like, what is his accent? He's British, but it's like a weird British.
Yeah.
Like, what's he? Is he doing an accent already?
Oh yeah, and there's a bunch of old guy jokes. Yeah, then the other Jana, she's making a bunch of like ageist old guy jokes.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's right.
They talk about like not cleaning the slushy machine and like
it's a very long back and forth about not cleaning the slushy machine.
And the setup for the whole movie is like, oh, they've got to do this private party for rich kids, so they need to stay late tonight, an extra 3 hours.
Right.
And they're like, oh God, I hate rich kids. And they're just like, well, how hard can it be? And then like that's like the that's when it comes back to the cops, and they're like, so what happened there?
And she's obviously being cagey, not saying anything because she's in on this.
There's no way to know.
Just have to wait for the Mickey verse to happen. Right. So then we here's the big kicker. Here's this quick kicks us off, and it's mostly stuff from the trailer actually, but it's.
I love. She's like, sorry, just to get quick. She's like, because the dialogue is so stupid. It's like calling him Tim Collins. His name's Tim Collins. Allegedly, they call him Mike later. Yeah,
the manager, right? Yeah.
But Tim Collins, and they're like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know. Maybe he went to Vegas. Maybe he watched a movie that changed his life. And you're like, what?
and then it cuts to him going to watch a movie.
That changed his life.
Yeah, so we got a nice little dry bar, little cart of alcohol, some Tanqueray on there,
or
vodka,
stiff drink.
Yeah. Straight pour, some vodka, maybe whatever it was, and then
so many questions like, why does this exist in the arcade in the first place? Why isn't he working this event for the private party? If it's
where is this little mini movie theater he's got with this tiny little reel-to-reel projector? Why is a grown man after hours hanging out in the movie theater, this little tiny movie theater back office at the arcade that he works at, drinking vodka and about to watch Steamboat Willie?
Drinking like a four drink pour of vodka.
Yeah, it's more like a triple.
Yeah, and so we get this like maniacal cackling happening in the background.
He's like, "Who's there? What's going on?"
Yeah, he like drops his. Like this is the other thing. Like, he drops his drink on the floor, which like fucks with the projector cord. Like kind of like shorts a little bit, and you're like, "Oh, is that going to be important?" Nope.
Like, is that why Mickey is? I don't know. Because he was already talking. So why was that a shot?
Don't know. And that scene closes with Mickey saying, like, I can see you. Do you want to see me? Do you want to see what I see? And he like reaches for the mask. And that's the other thing too, that I feel like I think they're trying to do like an effective movie device of like, oh, don't show everything. And you're like, no, you're a horror movie. You're supposed to show us all the things. Don't, you're not Alfred Hitchcock. This is a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Like, don't show us the shower curtain. We want to see the slashing. Like,
yeah. Well, we can get to ameliorating, but yeah. So that's that's the setup, and it will. So hold on, there's more here, but because it's gonna be important for the end when we cover those last scenes. But so he's hearing the voice and he's staring back at the projector. And he's like covering his eyes, and the projector's doing that. So it's like flashing in his eyes. Yeah, strobing, which is important to taking down him later.
You're right. You're totally right.
And he's like covering his eyes, and he's like, "Okay, what was on there?" And then there was a weird like split screen cut of his face and the mask. I was like, "Oh, we're doing split screen stuff. Cool." Never happens again.
Never again.
Don't introduce something that like isn't. I don't know.
Why does Mickey sound like that? Like if you're, whatever. I mean, I'm probably gonna accidentally ameliorate the whole time.
I think we are too. We're probably gonna just mash it up into like one big segment here, right? Pretty much from there, not a lot really happens. Yeah. So her coworker ditches her to go hook up with some guy, and then she's there kind of clean up afterwards. And then she's going. I guess the most important thing next is her going to finding it's a surprise party, and her friends were the ones who rented out the place as like the rich kids.
Yep. Exactly. Right? Exactly.
And then they're there. So we meet the whole crew. We meet the two blonde hair girls who I could not get their names correct and who they were. I was like, they're just two more victims.
Yeah. One of them was
Maria.
Maria. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. They don't matter. Maria's one of the survivors, so I guess Maria matters.
Yeah, she does. She does. And then there's like Alexis, and there's Paul, and there's Ryan, the hockey player. So we meet the whole gang. Marcus, who's in love with her. He's the nerdy guy who does all the 90s slashers. Don't you know anything about movies?
So this was the other thing too, that another goof. So when she's like talking about the party, they're like, "Oh my God, you threw a surprise party for me? My birthday's not for another 2 weeks." And they're like, "Well, if we threw it on your birthday, then you would have been surprised." I was like, Then later on in the movie, she's like, "All right, let's go to the bar and I can have my first legal drink." And you're like, "Your birthday's not for 2 weeks."
For 2 weeks. Oh, that's right.
Like, what are you talking about? I was so mad. Like,
oh, that's right. I didn't even catch that one. That's like set up right in your face too. Oh my God.
Like, make a big deal about the dates, and you're like,
I did like how she turned to the other girl, Alexis, and was like, "Hey, isn't it your birthday first?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, her eyes kind of funny. So now we meet the friends, meet the crew, and the whole idea I think that they're trying to do is make it feel like it could be any one of these people who's doing these. So, it could be Marcus, who knows all about the slasher movies, like Scream ripoff, right? It could be the
big crush on Alex.
Big crush on Alex, or it could be the Ryan, the hockey player, who's got anger issues and
also a big crush on Alex.
Also big crush on Alex. And so we kind of go through those cast of characters. Dialogue is terrible. It is kind of hilarious at the same time. And I was like, oh wait, why is the manager of the store also wearing a hockey jersey? That's the same that Ryan is wearing, that the hockey players are wearing. It's like,
well, they tell us later for a stupid reason, and you're like, that's so stupid. But and then we get to see the birthday cake, which like is just like boobs on a cake, and you're like, why? Like, why?
Well, Paul went to go pick up a cake, and then her friend
Paul's horny. We get it.
And the girl was like, he'll put anything in his mouth. And we're like, what does that have to do with the cake? What does that have to do with boobs on a cake? What? I guess you put the cake in your mouth? Yeah, of course you will. It's cake. Eat the cake. Of course they will. Cake's delicious. What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
And they do a bunch of like the whole time they're doing like creepy shots of showing like Mickey watching from the shadows. You're like, okay.
Okay, cool. He had some good wank stank, juice head. There's some good rippers there.
That's very good.
Wank stank. I need to be in a situation where I call someone that in real life a wank stank.
Yeah. I love the Ryan character is pretty funny because he has some like jam lines where he's just swearing the whole movie too. But you're like, what is this movie rated? Is this even rated? I don't think it's rated.
No, it's not part of the MPA. I can tell you that right now.
All right, boom, motherfucker! Like, you're like, what are you doing?
I love how he's like playing the basketball game thing, the shoot, whatever that thing is called, and he's like shooting. He keeps missing. Like, watch this, and he keeps missing. Like, fuck, motherfucker! Get all angry. Like,
you're like, why is this like centered? It's nothing to do with anything.
So there's like a lot of, so there's not much that really happens, but then we keep cutting back and forth the interrogation stuff, which is going nowhere. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of irritating me. And I was like, they're not saying anything because obviously the setup is that she is part of this or going to be part of this or whatever, or is whatever. Yeah. So they just become these really annoying conversations that do nothing for anyone.
Yeah. She doesn't she's not giving the cops any useful information at all. And it's just like describing the story. Like that's all it is. And like the whole time the cops are like, you're not telling us anything.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's right.
Yeah. And in between this, like the only other thing they're developing is like the love triangle where like Ryan's like, he's like, yeah.
Are they developing it?
Yeah. Loosely here. Loosely. I'm, remember where we are.
Yeah.
And there's like, Marcus is into Alex. He's, quote unquote in love with her. And then Ryan's just, he's just trying to look to hook up. Right. So,
So then the next scene that I wanted to talk about is like much further along. And it's when
we can skip ahead. We call the hockey bullies. The boys. Yeah. Ferda. Let's go. Taking some snipes, eh? Let's do this.
Yeah. They are wicked funny. So the setup here is that Ryan, who again, one of the people who's like the angry belligerent one that has a crush on Alex versus Marcus, who's like the shy nerd who has a crush on Alex.
Yes.
Ryan calls his hockey bros and is like, hey, you guys should beat the shit out of this kid, Marcus. And they're like,
rough him up. He's like, they're just hanging out in a bar with no bartender, no one else in there. It's like,
yes. You
could have got a couple more extras. You could have got us in the background. We could have helped out, make it look like it was busy.
Yeah. And like the dialogue is so funny. Like they're just like, wait, what's this guy Marcus that Ryan wants us to beat up? And they're like, he's a douchebag. And they're like, oh, why? And he's like, well, he's hitting on Ryan's backup girl. Ryan has a girlfriend the whole time, and they're like, oh, what kind of guy hits on another guy's backup girl is literally a line in the movie. Yeah. You're like, and so then they're talking about like, where are they anyway? Oh, that's Tim Collins' place, the fun haven.
Yeah, I was like, who the hell is Tim? Okay, that's how I remember that point. I was like, who the hell is Tim Collins? Like,
no, they talk about it a bunch up top too. Like the cops early in the beginning are like, wait, Mr. Collins is the one. Yeah, like is Tim Collins a murderer or not? She's like, I don't know. And then it's like the scene right after that when she calls Alex calls him Mike a bunch, and she's like, if Mike sees any of this, he's gonna kill us. Like,
yeah.
Make up your mind. That's when they kind of explain it away. They're like, oh, he's our old hockey captain from the 90s. And you're like,
that's right.
What? Doesn't that make him way younger?
trying to do math here on that one.
And they're just like, he took a few pucks to the head though. It's like to try to explain why he like went crazy or something. I don't like why even include any of this?
Zero logic. He's shooting in 8 days and it's got to get out and before just the day that the copyright's released, they gotta jump this.
Yeah, and so that's when they're talking about Fun Haven, Tim Collins' place. Then we cut immediately to the cops, and they're being like, they're also talking about the hockey bullies, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, the boys didn't make it to Funhouse though. And she's like, well, everything that happened inside of Funhouse is like totally irrelevant. And I was literally sitting on the couch being like, it's Fun Haven, like.
We don't have like a script, like what do they call them, the script readers or script checked, where like people are like right there, like no, wrong word.
And then she ends that scene. Rebecca, she's like, well, you know what they say about bullies? They only respond to strength. And you're like,
what?
Wait, did you do it? Did you do it? You're not giving the cops any reason to doubt that you did it.
I know. Oh my god! So then, I mean, just for logic sense, because you're all like, oh, well, why don't they just call themselves that? Because so Mickey's locked them into the Funhouse, Fun Haven. And we cut back to the kids here, and Ryan's like, well, let's collect all the cell phones, and everyone's like, I don't want to part my cell phone. By the way, there's no way in hell any of these kids is actually giving up their phone. There's no way in hell.
Not. Because also in this situation, it doesn't make any sense. Like he's like, oh, that way we can like be present and be here, and you're like, it's a party in an arcade. Like,
yeah, you're playing an arcade game. How present are you? Like. So he collects all the phones, like that gets rid of the being able to call 911, right?
Yeah.
But I also, there's a line in here where like I love one of the girls is just like, oh yeah, no phones. I love that. And it's old school. It's like, how? That's not. You were like 5. You still had cell phones when you were 5. Like what?
Yep. That's also the scene right around then too, where they set up the third the third point of our love square now, because
Yes.
Rebecca also has a crush on Alex.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot about that little nugget. Right.
Which again, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't come back. It's not important at all. Like,
Well, unless she's the one who summoned the Mickey Mouse, demon to come and kill everyone, so she
if
can
I can't have her, no one can, kind of thing. Maybe.
find out in the sequel. So
Yeah, the squeakquel.
sequel. So then we kind of just go through killing some kids.
Yep.
Right. We get
off screen killing some kids.
Off-screen killings. We got Paul and the other girl. They're off in a fun house, and Jackie, and they get killed. I love Paul's dedication to film there with the "Obey, They Live" tattoo. All in. Like, wow. Okay. Like, really?
I hope those aren't real tattoos. I hope they put them on for the film.
Well, self-described 80s kid. Of course, you can have a "They Live" tattoo, right? He's like, dude, you got to have this tattoo on so we can make it. So everyone knows that I love the 80s. We have to have a John Carpenter "They Live,"
Yeah. People will definitely pay attention to this.
So, and so they get slashed up. We don't see him. Mouse attacks them. Then we, I love how Danny's also a character who just disappears for like, I don't know, about a long time. Most of the movie, and he comes back. Everyone's like, hey, where were you? He's like, I don't know, somewhere around.
Yep.
Oh my god.
We have some more cop scenes where they're like, oh, we didn't know you were gay. You're like, don't do that. Don't put this in the movie either. Like,
I mean, that's okay. I just didn't know.
Yeah, totally fine. It's 2024.
It's okay, right? I mean, wouldn't be okay in 1928 with Steamboat Willie, but I mean, now it's okay.
Right. Now it's totally fine. Yeah.
And I love how the cops also call it like their own meta moment, their own scream moment, where they're like, "Wait, this isn't some like 90s slasher movie,"
Oh yeah.
Self-described fan of 90s and 80s slasher movies, right?
Of course. And then there's like a bunch more, like the kids are just continuing to get drunk at the arcade. They're like partying, doing whatever. And then this is when there's like a little confrontation between Ryan and Alex, where he's like, why don't we just go out? And she's like, aren't you dating that other girl? And he's like, yeah, sometimes. Like, what?
Ryan, my man, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Right?
I don't know. Yeah. And then they do like the bit about the phones where they're like, well, man, we don't have any phones.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, great. Are there any more deaths in there?
No, not really, because it's going. So we cut to some of the stuff in the trailer. The goth girl, she's walking around. So this is where we learn about the flash. We, the audience, learn about the flashlight flashing. So she's in the laser tag room. Right. She falls because Mickey Mouse is there, and the flashlight starts like strobing and hits him in the face, and he runs off. So we learn that that's something. Yeah. She, I think, knows, but doesn't. Whatever.
Yep.
We do a quick cut to Danny, and it's like
past the halfway point.
Yeah, we're definitely into the second half here. Yeah, so then we cut to Maria, and she finds Paul and Jackie's bodies.
Right.
And at first, I thought she got sliced in the face. I thought he did a little teleportation.
Yes, I did too.
But it was I guess it wasn't that. And she was like, "Oh no, it's other blood."
Threw blood on her face with a knife from.
But we don't
50 feet away.
Yeah, we don't see it. It's right in the face. And we don't like. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Yes. I thought the same thing.
What's the play here? And she escapes down the slide, and she's like, "No, leave me alone." It's like, what? So then we dive to the other blonde hair girl who's just playing virtual reality like game. And for some reason, they cut to a shot of the video game. Like,
yes. And this is one that I really wanted to pay off. For like the scene, first of all, like, why would you put that here? Like, there's like, she's playing VR for like probably an hour or two. I don't know, like a long time. I feel like that's probably bad for your brain. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, and like, we'll get to the scene when we get there, but this is the setup for a non-payoff later.
yeah, pretty much. And then Marcus is trying to do a lovey-dovey thing with Alex, yes. And he's like,
this whole scene, the dialogue's so good.
He's like, close your eyes, I want to show you something. He got to a table, and I was like, ooh, is that a table full of NATO-accepted countries? No, that's not it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I mean, it was mostly, right? I think.
Yeah, it's a table full of flags in cups.
I was like,
and we're like,
Are these all the nations that have downloaded ITMT episodes? Yes. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Nope, it's sour candy from every country.
Yep. And he's like, she before she opens her eyes, she's like, wait, is it food? I love food. Stop it. The dialogue.
Stop the dialogue. Silence is sometimes the best. So
Yeah, and before she's about to like dig into the candy, and Marcus is like, "Remember your life as it is now, and go."
what?
Why do you think this is so life changing? Candy. I don't.
So the important thing here is that she confirms her thing for Marcus, right? She's like, "Yeah, what was your wish?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want you to ask me out." And he's like, just say it. Just be like, let's go out sometime. No, he's like, duh, I'm a nerdy 21-year-old. And then the other girl comes over who we thought got her face cut. And she's like, guys.
Maria, yeah.
Like, what's with this blood? And she's like, oh, don't worry, it's not mine. Like, wait, what?
This is from the trailer, yeah. And she's like, there's blood all over the jungle gym. And you're like, wait, why is there a jungle gym in the arcade?
Well, and she said, I think she saw the mouse with the hockey jersey. So she's like, oh, it's Ryan. He's on a drunken rampage. And he's like killing people, whatever.
Yeah. And so they send Alex off to like call the police. Like they're like, go find a landline.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay. Are you going to come with me? And he's like, no. Yeah. And she's like, it's okay. I'm sure we'll get that moment back later. Is that a setup for the ending? I think.
I also love how she leaves, and then I love how he's like, "Oh, we got to call 911." And like Maria was like earlier, was like, "Yeah, we need to find the phones." And he's like, "Oh, we got to call 911." And she's like, "Yeah." Hence the phone comment earlier.
Yeah, the script is so silly.
So silly. So then Alex is it's a shot from the trailer too. She's in the computer, she's in the office, whatever, and she checks the computer. We got Steamboat Willie playing on the computer, and then she gets the phone's dead, but then Mickey's talking to her through it and being like, gonna find you.
Yeah, let's play a game.
Let's play. Another Saw reference. Yeah, want to play a game? Let's play a game. Yeah.
He's like, okay. We got to play hide and seek. And she's like, okay.
So then I think this scene's kind of important too. We cut to the Saints and Sinners bar here, back where the boys here, drinking, banging down some beers, having some beers, don't you know? And Mickey Mouse shows up. And I was like, how did
the script for this too? Just the script in this scene again. They're sitting there and they're talking about how we have to beat him up outside in the parking lot because if they let him come into the bar, they're going to get thrown out of the bar, and we can't have that.
There's no one there.
Where else are we going to drink?
Where else do you have fight? Where else do you have bar fights? In the bar. You don't have them outside. Come on.
No. But yeah, then Mickey shows up and is like,
and there's this long back and forth of like, hey, were you talking to me? He's like, yeah. You going after Alex? Yeah. And then he just beats him up with a hockey stick. He literally just like taps them all in the face. He's like, doop, doop, doop.
And that's when I was like, the cops made it seem like these kids died. But I don't think they could have, right? Like he's just tapping them in the face a little bit.
Unless they were like murdered afterwards and they didn't show it.
So maybe they do a lot of off-screen murders in this one. So
a lot off-screen, can't show that stuff. So
yeah, probably right.
And I think it's kind of we cut back to Funhaven, Funhouse here. Landline is down, right? And they're waiting for Alex to show up. She's like, oh, let's wait for Alex to show up. And then she shows up. And I go to try to fire exit, right? And that's all locked up. And then we find Danny's high sleeping. This is the next kill. It's the only reason I'm bringing this home because he gets killed.
Yeah, the vape kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a ride. And then
it takes so long.
The mouse shows up and he puts him on the ride and he rides for like 3-4 minutes.
It's like a little inside roller coaster thing. Like it's like a crazy cups. Like it's like spinning around. So he's getting dizzy. And he's like, I'm way too high for this, man.
And then he just lets him go and he runs around. Or he's like trying to, it's like, okay, all right.
Yep.
And then Alex, Marcus and Maria, they find
I was going to say, this isn't the murder scene for Danny.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
But yeah, so they do that whole thing takes forever. Then so we also, in here, we get the VR girl again.
Well, we also get the motivation for Ryan, who we think is the one who our team here thinks is doing the killing here. We get his motivation when Maria's like drugs and alcohol, and the fact that you wouldn't hook up with him.
Yeah, you're like, whoa,
easy, Maria.
Yeah, you can't blame Alex for this.
Settle down, lady.
Yep. Then we get the VR girl, and we see this is when we like really get the best illustration so far of Mickey's like warping ability.
Yeah.
For some reason he teleports and they don't explain that other than like he teleports. And you're like, oh. Okay. Right on.
Got it.
Same.
It's the same amount of explanation as a grown man ending his shift at his Fun Haven job to stick around after hours to watch a Steamboat Willie DVD cartoon.
Yeah, it all tracks.
While drinking vodka.
It all makes perfect sense.
It's part of the fun. It's part of the fun, though. It's part of the fun. So
we all had fun.
we're having fun. We're having fun too. So
Yeah, that's true. So she's like got the VR headset on. He's like sneaking around her, like putting the knife up to her throat, and then she's like feels it, takes the headset off, but he disappears, and she's like, "Come on, you guys, this isn't funny."
yeah.
And then she does end up dying, but they don't show it. It's another off-screen kill, and I was like, "Where's the payoff? Like, what? Like this could have been a fun one for being in the VR thing, right?"
Yeah, maybe he was a character in the VR who ends up just stabbing her, and then she's actually, you know what I mean, like
that would have been awesome. Like
blending the line of,
cartoon and yeah,
right?
yes, that would have been amazing. Nope, no such luck.
Nope. Yeah, and there's so then I think we cut quickly back to Marcus and them, and then Alex is like, I'm going to take off, and he's like, yeah. Haven't you seen any horror movie? We should stick together. And Maria's like, no, I haven't seen it. I have a sex life. I haven't seen a horror movie. I was like, what does that have to do with?
Couldn't tell you.
Whatever.
Yeah. And there's like a bunch more cop cuts back and forth. I don't know how far along you want to get here towards the end, but
yeah, I mean, because all the interrogation scenes, they serve a purpose, purpose again, just loosely, but early on, they're kind of like, okay, we get that she's alive and there's something going on here, but after that, it's just kind of useless, and it's just like. Yes. Nothing is said, and just them doing this like dialogue back and forth volleyball, which is just painful to listen to.
Yep. Just trying to blame her. They're like, somebody wiped the security footage, and you're like, who could have done that? Like, you were near the security office, and she's like, I guess so.
and then our Scooby Doo adventurers here, they piece together he can teleport. That's kind of like a key moment. And then, but then Danny kill is kind of funny. I think we should talk about that one. Just before the end here, right? Like Marcus is at the front.
Funny, you're right. And sets up Rebecca's sequel too.
Well, isn't this the point where Marcus, Maria, and Alex are at the front desk, and this is the point where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go call the fire brigade because they'll show up."
Yes.
And I was like, "Fire brigade? What year is this? What are you?" Fire brigade, Canada. Come on. I'm just picturing like 5 guys with buckets. That's your brigade.
Yes.
That's a brigade.
That's what it is,
right? So Alex is like, I'm going to go run and go do that. Meanwhile, Marie and Marcus are sitting there watching the footage of the laser tag, security footage of the laser tag, and they can see Danny and Becca running around.
Yeah.
And he's like on the loudspeaker. He's like, he's right to your left. He's right to your right. Like directing them, whatever. And I don't know if they're actually listening. But then Becca falls. Yep. Mouse comes in, gives her the old slice, slice, machete over there in the back of the yikes. You don't want that.
It cuts her ankle in half, basically. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, brutal. But it wasn't like good gore. It was just like,
nope.
Here's some chocolate pudding on there or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was
disappointing.
And he catches Danny. Danny's like, oh man, I should go back and save her. And she's like, no, right.
This one was like, wicked funny.
He's like, nah, fuck it. And he turns around to go after him, and then like the mouse teleports to him and just like gets him down on his knees, and just the cut was so funny. And in front of Becca, he's just like stabs the knife in the top of his head, but it's very clearly like a CG thing because like the knife wasn't totally lined up with his head, and it was like a little bit off.
It's like it's behind his head for sure.
Yeah, definitely right. Like they tried to blur it a little bit to make it look like it was like, what are you doing? 80 grand? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I love that one. And so, like, the cops are like, wait a second. So you watched Danny get stabbed in the head, and somehow Mickey avoided all of your major organs and only cut your ankles? And you're like, yeah, you only cut her in the ankle.
Yeah. What? Well, then I was like, wait, did she get stabbed later? Maybe she gets stabbed later a lot. I don't know.
Nope, doesn't happen.
So then the team starts figuring out the teleportation thing, and I know it's gonna sound crazy. He teleports, and he's like, "Well, we got a guy in a Mickey Mouse mask, chasing around. Teleportation's on the table."
Marcus, Mr. Brightside's like, you know what that means? There's only one of him, and you're like, that's not helpful. Like he's obviously still beating you.
Oh my God. And then they come up with a plan. They figure out the flashlight thing. I don't know how they figured out the flashlight thing. I don't know where that. No one kind
of figured it out independently at various points. Like Alex has because she there's like Rebecca drops her flashlight on the floor in the beginning. Remember?
Yeah, but Becca doesn't. She's not with anyone, and she doesn't tell anyone. And Danny dies. So,
no, but Alex also has a similar moment when they were under attack a few minutes before that.
Okay.
Too. Right. So like there is like a little bit of her being like, oh yeah, he didn't like the flashlight.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So this is where we get
Janet comes back.
This is all from the trailer, the scene, right?
Yeah.
And Alex trying to get her attention, and she dies, and then Mickey Mouse there is taunting Alex through the glass, through the window there. And then what do we cut? Oh, we cut to the team here. So we got the leftover team. We got Ryan, Marcus, Alex, and Maria, and they're chatting and basically interrogating Ryan because they're like, hey, what's going on here?
Explain to him what's going on, right?
Yeah, and then he explains like, oh, I asked the hockey guys to come and rough you up because, I'm a captain of the hockey team. I can't be letting you hook up my backup girl, and how's that going to look for me,
Yep.
And then the mouse shows up. He's like, is that the clown with magic? And they're like, well, technically it's a mouse with magic, but yeah, that's him. And this is the scene where like, so he's like kind of taking care of the situation. He knocks out Ryan, right? Alex is on the ground. He's going towards her. And this is the scene where Marcus runs away in his in socks, comes back in socks.
Another good goof, yeah.
Clocks the mouse over the head, and then they cut and he's got sneakers on. It's like, oh.
Yep.
Why was he wearing socks? Why was he wearing shoes the entire time? What are you doing? Like,
you're in an arcade. Like, don't.
Yeah, were you actually in the funhouse? You had to take your shoes off, like
maybe. He was in the ball pit earlier.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hold on, guys, I gotta take off my shoes, dude. We're getting chased by a killer mouse.
We get an illustration of the light situation here, where they have the light on him. They like pin him down, kind of, but then he gets away because, of course he does. Because he does.
And then we cut to then we got a plan though. But we got a plan. They go, okay, we've known this space ever. We've known this space since we're 5 years old. We know we got the flashlight, the strobing effect, like pins him, like he can't teleport, and let's get him in a room, and that's our plan. And then she's like being all tough. She's like, hey, you want to play hide and seek with me? You want to come and get me? Let's do this.
Let's make a deal.
It's like, if he can hear you now, couldn't he hear you guys coming up with your plan? Like.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. And then like we get a little more interrogation where the cops are incredulous, justifiably, where they're like, wait a second. So the plan is just to like tackle the murderer, but he's afraid of the light. And also like, how do you know this happened when you weren't with them? She's like, well, everyone, like they told me in the ambulance.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, because they're like, and that's when I was bummed. This is when I got bummed because I was still assuming that everyone except her died. And they're like, well, everyone else who survived can't speak a word about what happened. Like they're in shock. And you're the only one who got out of this unscathed. And she's like, ankle?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little scathed.
A little bit. Oh my God. So then we're riding up towards the end here. This is like this is the build up, right? So they set the mousetrap. Yeah. And
the mousetrap.
They got the mousetrap all set up.
Mousetrap.
They're basically in a room with the cages they're hiding behind, and they come in, he comes in, she starts flashing a flashlight in his face, and he's like, I can't move. And he's throwing wrenches at them, which
I was like, what?
Where do you get all these wrenches from? He's like Mario Brothers. He's like one of the hammer guys. Like the
Yes.
As a self-described 80s kid, I can reference the Mario Brothers, okay?
Yeah, as a self-described 80s, 90s, 2000s, and beyond kid, I can talk about Mario. Yeah,
Just I still play Mario. I still play Mario. Oh, my God. So then they grab him, and they're trying to hold him down, and she's like, yeah, we're beat. We found your kryptonite. Game over. And then he just teleports away.
He just like turns the light off with his telekinesis that he also has.
And I'm like, I looked at the time, like, man, I got like 5 minutes. How is this gonna wrap up, right? And it's like the shots from it's so funny. So she's like, they're like, where'd he go?
Deal. She's like, he's gone. He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. And then we cut.
How would you know that?
We cut to the interrogation thing again, right? And they're like, oh, you see, beat him with a strobing flashlight, whatever.
So that's it.
And she's like, yeah, you don't seem very bummed that all your friends are dead. And then we get a weird, shitty, like shot of like a fire truck heading to the. I guess
it's like weird stock footage. Yeah.
They did that in the beginning too, like a weird stock footage. I'm like, why is this so shitty all of a sudden? Why would you do this? Just bring the camera down and shoot the front of it.
Yeah, don't show us the fire truck. Just like do the siren noise. We know what it means.
That was something after they finished. They're like, oh, we should have like an establishing shot. So let's go like get some footage somewhere from like what the. Someone took with their first iPhone. So then we're back in a Fun Haven, and she's like, yeah, he's not coming back. And
she says the line again.
Yeah, I think it was like he's not coming back. And then Pop, he teleports, shows up right behind her, and just cuts her head off.
Yeah, in a way that is so like her head explodes off of her body, basically. Like there's just like blood pouring everywhere. And
Hershey syrup squirting out of her like body, whatever.
And everyone's like all the kids that are left are like, what?
And then he just teleports away. He's like, boop, see ya. Like, where do you get the sword from? What's going on?
Yeah. And then the last 3 lines of dialogue are so funny because they're they're like just zooming in now on each of the three survivors. So it's Marcus first, and he's like,
Yeah.
I never got to ask her out. And he just cut off her head. And like the line delivery, you're like, why did you emphasize the words like that? And then it cuts to Maria, and she's like, and teleported away. And then it cuts to Ryan, and it sits for like a minute of him just like staring off into space. And then he's like, what a complete cut. And then it cuts off. You're like, was he going to say cunt? Like, I don't know. Like,
do I have to bleep that one?
Probably. Do they say that in Canada?
I don't know. I think they're too nice.
Because Simon wrote it and he's British.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, wank stank. I mean, wank. Only Brits say that. Having a wank.
Yeah, but I was like, those three lines in a row. I was just like, this is. It's the best possible ending, I think.
Yeah, I'm like, I can picture. I'm in Simon's head, and I can picture, or not him, Jamie. I guess Jamie's the one who shot this. And I can picture in his head how he wanted this to feel, and I can see it.
Yep.
Didn't happen.
You get the vision.
Yeah, I can see it. I got the vision. And we cut to some credits, and we cut to Mousetrap, and then credits are rolling, and then
I didn't know there was going to be an after the credits thing. I had to go back and watch again because I was like, oh, I didn't go all the way to the end. Maybe I should check. And I went back and I was like, oh, what?
So funny enough, like, so it was funny because I don't think even Amazon knew it was there, because it started doing rolling the credits, and then Amazon just jumped to like some other shitty, like Alice in Scareland or something like that. I was like, I was like, hold on. And I kept trying to go back. I was like, restarting. I'm like, stop restarting. Just give me a resume here.
Yep.
So yeah, and the credits go for like a couple minutes, or for a while actually. And then we get the shot of Becca in jail. The light turns red. The door swings open, and he's like, you want to come play with me? And she smiles and walks out.
Yep.
So
setting up the sequel. The actual end.
The actual end. So that's that. That's it. That's the movie.
So funny.
Huh.
What a treat.
What a treat is right.
So how do we ameliorate this one? I think there's a lot.
As a self-described 80s kid, baby, and also a fan of the 80s and 90s, slashers. I would say I don't know the budget numbers here, but sometimes you just gotta, if you're leaning into like this kind of comedic, like over the top slasher stuff, actually do it though, and like give me some of like the practical effects. Take that $80,000 and give $70,000 of that to some mediocre, but he can do his job, special effects guy, and just be like, this is what we need. Give me a bone and an ankle. Give me a knife and like a clearly like not that person's head. Like, give me that stuff. Like, give me that like over the top kind of like,
that's what I want.
Practical effects where like, oh, that's not the real actor. That's just like a model of his face,
Yep. That's exactly what I want.
Lean into that. More blood. This isn't a slasher. And I'm fine with like I'm fine with it being like a like comedy horror thing, but
totally, I love those.
Got to be funnier,
Yes. Yep.
Time.
Lean into time? No, I disagreed. Make it shorter, even shorter. This is not a feature length film. Make it 10 minutes. Do the SS Willie, like do that.
Yeah.
Bit, right. Like
10 minutes short.
Yes, please. No, I mean make it 10 minutes long total.
Okay.
Much shorter. Got all of it.
God.
Lean into the Steamboat Willie part, because like
they
didn't do any have him do like a funny Mickey voice or something. Like
is the voice can they do the voice though, or is that going to be a problem? Is that like something that, because then it's like too recognizable?
Voice, can you?
No, but then it becomes too recognizable as that character, and then that's like,
I guess. But then you're also like,
if you're getting copyright lawyers out there, email us and let us know. But
yeah, and like when does it come into parody territory too? Like you're like, couldn't you have done this anyway without having the copyright expire? Like just by being like a parody of, I don't know, maybe not with Disney, but
probably not, and definitely not with like having the steamboat thing like actually in the movie though.
Yeah, definitely not using the clips. Totally.
Yeah, you can't use that, and then like the likeness of the character too. Well, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, do do something else Mickey related, because like they just literally made him wear a mask and like showed the cartoon at the beginning, and that was it. I think turn all of the, like I said, I haven't seen Steamboat Willie in a very long time, but turn all like the like violent cartoon stuff that happens in that, turn those into the kills for the kids.
Yes,
like,
and like you said, make them on screen, show us the gore. Like that's what we come here for.
That's 80s 90s slashers. If you were actually a self-described, well, you are actually a self-described, but if you actually were an 80s baby and not a self-described one, maybe you'd know.
Yep.
I don't know. Watch some of those movies and figure it out.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Kill all the teens.
Yeah. Yeah. Why leave any of them? Yeah. Like,
why leave any of them? If you're gonna leave Rebecca for the story, fine, but like, don't leave the other three.
Yeah. Use the you're in a funhouse, fun haven arcade. Yes. Use the things around. I guess they're probably like, just don't break anything, all right? Yeah. It's probably one of their friends like, yeah, man, you can go in here after hours, but just don't break anything, all right? Or my boss will be pissed.
Yep. They squandered the VR game, and like they didn't use any of their games in any kind of fun way.
Oh, it would have been like, what if they came across one of the body? Like, I'm fine with like maybe not showing all of the murders. I mean, I'm into that, but like, what if you like they're walking around the arcade and they come back to the basketball one, instead of basketball, it's like one of their heads inside the net.
Yes.
Come on, this is easy.
Have Mickey throw a shot with the head.
Oh, even better. Or like they got the what's the mole one when you bopping them, whatever, and maybe the head's there. And he's like smashing heads or whatever.
Oh man, dude, that would have been so funny.
Right? Funny and gory all at the same time. You just smash and blood goes everywhere. Like, come on.
Give the people what they want. Don't do this.
Don't do this. Yeah.
Have an American person fix the dialogue.
Read through the script. What the hell is a fire brigade? Is that like 5 guys with like buckets of water?
Yeah. What's a wank stag?
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, and the bad acting is fine, but as long as you lean into like, you gotta know where things are. You gotta know that the actors aren't good. Hey, maybe they'll get better. Who knows?
Work around that. Like Poltergeist.
Right.
Like they did a decent job of working around it.
Right.
Get the girl, same kind of thing. They were like, oh, well, we'll have a little bit of a plot, and then that'll make up for some of the acting.
Yeah. 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 And you know what? Don't even give me the managers, the mousing, and that whole thing. Just make him exist. Yeah, I don't need all that other stuff. Just make him exist. Just make him exist in here, and that's enough. I don't need this. He's putting on the mask and turning into a killer thing like this.
In the hockey jersey, apparently from his.
Because Steamboat Willie's known from 1928's hockey jerseys.
All of it was just silly and not the right way. Yeah, silly and not the right way. Like, I'm fine with fun, silly stuff, but the way they did it just actually felt like a IP copyright grave rob. Yep.
Yeah. Didn't feel like you're actually trying to make something good within that genre. Good within like the slasher comedy thing. Like, you can do that. It's possible. Yes. We've seen it done. So
we've seen it done many times
with very low budgets. So, all right. I don't know. You got anything else?
That's all I got. Yeah.
Man, you have an entire arcade. Oh, what about the? You're going to keep coming back to the hockey thing. You have the air hockey table. Are you kidding me?
You could do so many fun things with an air hockey table.
Yeah. What if you're using like a severed hand as the paddles knocking a thing around or something? Like, come on.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Come on. You're Canada. Use the hockey stuff.
So many opportunities.
What a waste. What an absolute waste. What a waste.
Maybe next time. Maybe the sequel.
No, call us. We'll help you fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're good there. I'm good. I'm happy.
Same.
Well, that's it. That's it for the Mousetrap. The Mousetrap 2024. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. Go touch grass, breathe fresh air.
Anything else.
Go for a run while you're listening to this. Do something else.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with a new movie and a trailer. I guess we could just say the movie we're going to do, right? Because we know it.
Yep.
It's going to be coming just in time for St. Patty's Day. Get ready for your Irish accents.
Best friend of the pod, Lindsay Lohan.
She's coming back, baby. Back with the old Irish wish. Irish wish.
Something to look forward to.
The Irish wish. That's a tough one. I don't know if I actually can say those two words together. Irish wish.
Wish.
Irish wish.
Wish.
Stupid titles.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Irish wish. All right. So back with that one next week. In the meantime, you follow us on Instagram, which our social media team is active now. We found them. They're not dead. We did not fire them.
Like
I said, we don't do mass layoffs here.
That's correct. Yep.
We got to keep things.
We will keep paying you.
We actually have to keep things moving here. So you need people to do that. So Subscribe wherever you listen to us or to podcasts, and set us to auto download. And if you have any friends at all, share with them.
You might not.
You might not. And if that involves you sending us an email to a link to our own website, that's fine. Because we're your only friends, that's fine. Just send it, forward it to us.
Yeah. Russ doesn't listen.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. Sure, I listen then.
Yeah. And if you don't have any friends, tell a stranger. Write a review, 5 stars. Leave me a comment, something nice.
Join a club. Join a club. Join a club and get some friends. Club. Yeah, there you go. And share this with them. See?
Yeah. Make your own podcast. Compete with us.
Right. Let's go. and make sure you have the word beard in your title.
Yeah, and send us an email about it. It's justmeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read it in Trailer Trash. Even if it's about another podcast, we'll definitely read it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't care.
We don't care.
Shit on anything.
That's right. Or just go to the website. You only want all the old episodes. You want the back catalog. You want merch. You want a t-shirt.
Get a merch. Irish wish. Get the Irish wish. Yeah.
Yeah. No mouse pads. Only tapestries.
Tapestries. Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do.
All that stuff. No information about Russ's book Host, which is available wherever you buy books. But
sad but true.
All the other stuff that I said though is available. It's justmeetsthat.com. Check it out.